Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, Underdog Views, and I watched the movie Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I've seen the Family Guy reference to this one, just a small one with Peter sitting in the theater and stuff. Oh yeah, that's the only way to solve this is if I become Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Oh, that's fine, they go and that. No, something like that, So that's the only thing that I knew about this movie, it was the name. So let's just start with the movie, shall we? Oh, before I forget, instead of today, you get tomorrow, Groundhog Day, because I thought today was Groundhog Day, but no, tomorrow it's Groundhog Day, so you get the movie Groundhog Day tomorrow. With the movie Cube, because we're gonna start with the franchise Cube. I've seen Cube twice already. The first one, at least. The second, third, and remake from 2021, a Japanese version. I haven't seen those yet, so those will be very fun to watch. But like I said, I've seen the original Cube, the first one, twice already. So yeah, I know what's gonna happen and all. So I'm curious to the second and the third one. So very excited, and hopefully also we're gonna watch the movie Big with Tom Hanks. Finally, we're gonna watch that one because it was planned already, but stuff happened. Yeah, but you do get the Expendables 4 today, later today, in the evening, around 12 o'clock at night, so check out then just Amsterdam Dutch standard times, check it out. But let's just start for now with Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. We see a ship, maybe a ship flying, floating in space, and we hear some singing coming from that ship. Okay. We see that floating around Earth, towards Earth, and we see the side of that ship, and it has a window. The camera goes up, and we see there an astronaut, flying in space, doing something, and he's the one that's singing. On board, in the ship, we see 3 colleagues of him floating around, and one of them says, "Sing at home, Comrade Sinatra." And the astronaut outside, the comrade responded with, "At home, they tell me to sing in space." So, yeah, that was kind of funny. We see also a piece of debris flying towards that ship, and it hits the comrade flying outside, and though he is detached from the ship, so he's now flying away in space, loose from the ship. Shit. But we're also gonna leave that, because if you want to subscribe and next, watch the movie yourself. Lex Luthor is back in this movie. I don't know if he was also in the third movie or he was in the second movie, but it was definitely in the first movie. Yeah, I think it was in the second movie. But he is back again, and he has a kind of a box attached to a nuclear missile. He launched the missile, from the military, and Superman, he diverged it, and it flew into the sun. But out of the sun flew something, and something started to form. It became a human-ish, and apparently it is called Nuclear Man. Never heard of Nuclear Man before. Yeah, so it's interesting to see a new villain, in the DC franchise that I have no clue who the fuck he is. I've never heard of him before. With the Marvel franchise, I know a lot of characters, from the Marvel franchise by playing the Lego Marvel game or by watching the Superhero Squad from back in the day, or the shit from the shows from Super Agents of Smash and the Sinister Six from Spider-Man and all the shit. I've watched those kind of things, and then you learn also from other characters. But from DC, I have less an amount of knowledge about the characters. Well, I know the known characters, and I watched some shows, also on Netflix. Jesus. Like Supergirl, I've watched Arrow, I've watched DC's Legend of Tomorrow, and I've watched The Flash. So, I also played the Lego games from the DC franchise. So, I know some characters from there. I've watched Batman Brave and Bold or something like that on Cartoon Network. So I know some characters also through the Teen Titans Go, also some characters from there. So I know a bit of characters, but I don't know a lot of characters. So Nuclear Man was definitely one that I didn't know. So that was definitely for a nice surprise. Superman is also on a double date with the boss, his daughter as Clark Kent, and with Lois Lane as Superman. So he has to be at the same time in on the same place with both. And this is also a power that I didn't know about. I think in the last movie he kissed Lois Lane and then a memory was wiped. And in this one there was a wall broken and he looked at it with a kind of a ray and it started to build it up again, like a kind of a time reverse eye thingy. I didn't know he had that power, so that is also interesting that he had as that kind of power. Maybe it's something just from the comics that's less known through the newer franchise. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen the newest. I haven't seen any Superman movies outside of these ones actually. So yeah, but I just didn't know he had that kind of power. So that's also interesting and new. Overall, movie was decent. Decent movie. So 3.75. Yes, last movie was with Richard Pryor. That was it. This movie tries to, get kind of world peace by, handling the nuclear shit or something like that. Watch the movie yourself, leave likes, recommend a good Christopher Reeves movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, check out my second channel Underdog Eats where I do food streams every week from time to time, hot sauce and alcohol, on my first channel Underdog Reacts where I do primarily music, link down below in the description, and see you guys next time, bye.